we need to ensure that we're meeting the needs of our employees so that they perform at their best. If you're in business, you're always looking for return on your investment, and if you want return on the investment in your employees, then you need to make sure that you're giving them everything they need so that they can do their best at work.
And we do need to teach employers, don't we? Because it is a totally different mindset now. Before we used to think people who weren't at work were malingering. Now we promote people working from home. With social media, they have more access to the work as well.
They definitely are. We have a generation coming through now which has a completely different mindset from the generation we had in our age group when we started work, and people then had an idea that you started a career and that was your career for life. And I think we have to realise that people coming up now don't necessarily think that way, and they are quite happy to move on if their employer is not giving them what they're looking for.
So of course what you're saying is emphasis on recruiting and attracting the best, and then the challenge is that you manage to keep them.
Exactly. One of our speakers, actually, Katrina Collier, is the author of a book called Robot Proof Recruiter, and she's actually talking about getting those things right at the start. So the candidate experience when somebody's applying to your organisation can make a difference of whether they want to come here or not. So you might meet them and think they're great, but if you've not given them the right experience when you're recruiting, they may not want to come to you. Once the recruitment process has happened and you've brought people in, quite often we recruit people for the skills and the things that we see in them. We like their spirit, we like the fact that they've got new ways of thinking. We bring them into the organisation and we don't give them the opportunity to use that. So we almost kill the spirit that we employed them for in the first place. And that's something that people really need to think about and make sure that you, if you like this about someone, how do you harness that in the workplace and allow them to use it?
So looking after people as individuals, but new demands, new needs, and of course one of these is mental health.
I think it will come into some of the stuff. We're talking about, we have some workshops that we're doing in it as well. We have our main speakers and we have some workshops, and some of the work will be talking about people's well-being, and that well-being is about their mental health, understanding their own particular circumstances. When people have families, it can be they have young children, it could be they have ageing parents, and as an employer you should take interest in that. You should want to look at and see what you can do to help people through whatever they have in their personal lives, because it does impact on work. I think there was a time when the phrase used to be, leave your personal life at home when you walk through the door, and employers need to be realistic and understand that that is just impossible. There's not one single person walks through the door of your office and leaves everything behind. It may be an escape for them coming to work, but it's still there. And as you said, there are a lot more things open to us now. People can work from home, and the assumption is not that they will that they will be skiving or whatever. I went to the CIPD conference in the UK in November, and there were quite a few organisations there who were trialling a 4-day working week as an example. All of the organisations have tried it have said that their productivity has increased. There's not one has not had success with trialling a 4-day working week. And that's looking after people's well-being. That's looking after the work-life balance, where people get more time to themselves to deal with their personal stuff, and so that when they are at work, they're much more productive.